Hello, it's Shane Renee. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I am a tarot reader. I am your spiritual teacher, and I do many things under that umbrella. So if you're interested in my personal services, you can check the description box below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. All right, let's get into it. So today we're talking about the truth about soul contracts. And the first thing we're going to cover just real quick is the common belief about what a soul contract is in the spiritual community. And this is basically the idea that your soul chooses or has chosen this life in this time frame, chose the people in your life, your family you're born into, and chosen the path you walk for the purpose of your soul's, evolution and growth, typically based upon what it has experienced in past lifetimes. Okay. So I first heard this concept years ago, and it was very, very interesting to me, and I entertained it a lot, and I thought about it a lot. I sat with it a lot and meditated a lot about it a lot, but I went back and forth with it so much as to whether I could accept this as a doctrine or accept it as into my belief system. And in a lot of ways I could see, how this makes sense. But what happened is over the course of my spiritual journey, I learned so much about the law of manifestation, and not just learned about the law of manifestation. I experienced it, experimented with it, and saw in real time how the law of manifestation actually does work. Because I'm an experimenter, okay? I'm a 3-5 profile projector in human design. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. It just kind of means that I'm here to make mistakes, trial and error, see how things work so I can teach others and guide others. Okay, that's all it means. So, as I learned more about the law of manifestation and I watched it play out and I played with it and seen how it works in my reality, and I also came to understand that this is a specific part I want to talk about when it comes to manifestation. And I have a point. Stay with me, okay? Unconscious manifestation specifically, because we can reprogram our, subconscious, unconscious mind. But regardless, 90% or majority of your reality is created with the unconscious. So with that said, this is what was revealed to me. That what we call soul contracts and our karmic cycles and all of that are actually manifestations of our unconscious manifestations of our parents, of our grandparents, of our ancestors before us, and even on the collective scale. So not just within our bloodlines, but even we have collective unconscious manifestations as a whole. Okay. Think about it. Like the world may share a common view on money wounds and stuff like that. A collective lack when it comes to money that's been passed down, but not just passed down, but energetically and unconsciously created and manifested. Okay. Because unconscious manifestation is you don't know you're doing it, right? So this has been done for generations. We are the manifestation of our parents. We are the manifestation of our grandparents, of our ancestors, like before they ever knew we were going to exist. And this energy just keeps creating itself and showing up in the world. And once it shows up in the world, you experience it, or our parents, grandparents, they experience it in real time, and then they keep creating this same thing based on what the life that they are experiencing. Okay, I'm just looking at my notes real quick, make sure I don't miss anything. But yeah, this is how we get those karmic cycles that we're talking about, because karma is cause and effect, right? That's how we get the karmic cycles that we have to heal and break. And we break it by changing our energy, changing our mindset, learning to consciously manifest. Of course, we're going to still unconsciously continue to manifest some of those traumas, some of those wounds, because they're unconscious, right? But the more that we consciously look at this and change our mindsets, break those cycles, the more as a collective or in our bloodlines, we're going to start to manifest and create new dynamics in our later generations. Okay, so let's go into an example. So let's just talk about slavery. Okay, the African slave trade. Here in America. Well, if you're not in America, you know about it. And how that the abuse and the oppression and what eventually became willing slavery. And when I say willing, I mean not they're willing, but someone born into servitude or born in captivity doesn't know anything different, right? So now you have people that are used to this, and it just keeps being manifested over and over and over and over down through the generations. And now we are free, but are we free? You know what I mean? And this can apply to all other, cultures of different things. That was just the one that I wanted to touch on. But like, was it divorce and broken homes, and there, it's cycles. Okay. And it's not that each generation keeps choosing the same situation. It's that each generation keeps creating and manifesting the same situation. I don't know how to make it make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense to you. But to me, it just makes so much more sense than we choosing. You know what I mean? And I'm not downing anybody that believes that. I'm just trying to offer you like a different perspective. All right. So let's talk about real quick. Okay, so you may notice a lot of times that your children's birth charts, if you study astrology, will have like a lot of common placements with yours. It like syncs up with yours. Or you may even notice that your birth chart syncs up with your parents' birth charts. Okay, so let's talk about that. Again, your parents unconsciously created you before they ever even knew they were pregnant with you, possibly before they even started trying with you, possibly before they even knew each other. Okay? You already energetically existed. And it's not that you existed as in like human form. Maybe you existed as the bond between them, or the abuse between them, or the toxicity between them, or the love between them, whichever it was. You are simply just a physical manifestation of what is created and when those two people come together, right? Energetically. So the fact that your birth chart matches and all of that, or your kid's birth chart matches, because you've already created that of yourself, pieces of yourself, right? Before it comes down into the physical world. I hope I'm explaining this good. It's like I understand it here, but trying to explain it out here is a little bit challenging. So yeah, your energetic blueprint is created long before you're born. And again, it's a coalition, whatever. It's a combination of not just your parents directly, but their parents before them, and their parents before them, and their parents before them. And it also is how, you go out into the world, and you might meet someone, and y'all's birth charts, sync up, and you fall in love, or you repeat the patterns of, your parents' relationship, or what you experienced in your childhood, or whatever. It's the same thing, because as I said, it's on a collective level as well. And you're always carrying the energy of those things that have been manifested before you, or the energy, because manifestation is just physical form of energy. Okay, so I'm just going to stop it there, because I feel like I'm getting a little ungrounded. as I try to explain this, but I hope that it makes sense, and I hope that it offers you a new perspective. And leave your comments, questions, anything else in the comment section.